And welcome to the Logan County Silent Majority uh, program. I don't even know what to call it really. It's not a podcast, it's a kind of a YouTube video. I figured I'd show you a nice little love um, sign or whatever I got when I proposed to my fiance. Thought maybe that would add some levity and be pretty, and you get to look a little bare and all that good stuff. So that's good. It's probably better than looking at a blank screen. The last few days have been quite entertaining and interesting. So I thought I would take a chance to sit down here and kind of verbally go over a lot of this stuff and make reference to some other stuff that has not been publicly shared by me as of yet, and to answer possibly a few questions from people that I've seen pop up through the comment section. And number one, I just released a post from Danielle, Norm Spring's wife. She left a comment in one of the posts that we put out last night concerning that Oakley lady who was posting a bunch of stuff on Facebook yesterday, or which I think she actually posted it Wednesday, but I was made aware yesterday of those comments that she left. And the one with Norm's wife, she insinuating that they stole money, and that's how they take their vacations. Wow. Just ridiculous accusations, baseless accusations. Immediately when I let Norm's wife Danielle know about these comments, she replied to me with pretty much a lot of what she ended up putting out publicly, and I told her that she didn't owe me an explanation for anything. At no point have I ever suspected them of stealing anything, and these baseless charges by this lady is quite honestly, it's just the best thing to do is just not even respond to it. But I understand that they need to. The people need to respond and clear their name, because these baseless accusations are doing nothing productive. Amy, Norm, they've done nothing wrong. No one has ever shown me or anyone that I trust any proof that shows that Norm did anything wrong as fire chief. The former mayor, Shovstall, told me directly that he had no problem with Norm and respected, his leadership, and had no plans of replacing him if he would not have stepped down as being the mayor. So I'm not sure exactly why this Oakley lady is trying. Well, I do. I mean, these are her family members. Joe Ferryman is her brother, I guess, and she is also related to Josh Oakley. Their fathers are brothers, so Josh would be her cousin. So I understand you're going to want to defend your family, and you can do that without just throwing out lies about people. Okay, I mean, it's not complicated. And she did say, that I'm being paid, and I referenced this yesterday, but trust me, I'm not. Am I an asshole? That's possible. I don't know, maybe. But I guess that depends who you ask. Now, Norm's wife also made reference to these cabinets that were purchased. And just to be clear, if you haven't read her post yet, or what she said, number one, Norm could not buy anything without permission from the council. I mean, they had to approve every purchase. So to imply that Norm was just, needed these Amish-made, cupboards was just a bold-faced lie. And his wife said that Norm actually just wanted to go to Lowe's and get what was needed. And the council said, no, you need to get more quotes. Let's get something, let's make sure we get something good. So this wasn't even Norm wasn't the one pushing to purchase these Amish made cabinets. It was it was it was the people in charge at the village. The people elected to serve on the the people elected to serve were the ones that told Norm to get more quotes and to get better. Let's get something good. So when they come out with these lies, I guess the hardest part for me to understand is do they not expect people to respond with fact? When you throw out lies about people, they are going to respond. When you call people names, the people you call names have a right to give a response to that. And some people kind of complained about some of the stuff that was posted last night on the page. And I want to make it very clear, and I said it in a post comment, but I'll say it again. This page was created to give people a voice, a chance to come and give their side of whatever story without being edited and without being, told to be quiet. Everyone deserves to say what they feel is appropriate for them. Do I agree with everything that's posted on my page? No, I don't. But that's not the point of it. I'm not the judge, jury, and executioner of content. Now, if I feel like with this Oakley lady that I banned, if she's posting pictures of the third firefighter who did not want to be identified, she posted his picture on one of our Facebook posts, and I deleted that comment. She was well aware that that person does not want to be identified. So she did that just trying to be, a jackass. And that was what led to her eventually being kicked off the page. If you do those kind of things, if you're purposely being hateful or antagonistic just to do it because your feelings are hurt, that's not going to fly. It's about having civil conversations. I don't know if you saw earlier this week, there was someone who was a little upset with me over how long it took me to approve a post. And I didn't block the guy. I didn't ban the guy. I didn't call him names. We ended up having a private conversation, and we were able to work out the differences. And that's how it's supposed to be. That's how, a healthy environment works. You're not always going to agree with people, but what you can do is work to try to get along and figure out, solutions and ways that we can work together. And, that's what I'm trying to promote here. But yeah, Tosh Collins has every right to respond to what the Oakley people were saying, as do I, and as do Danielle and Norm. And, as far as Amy, I know that she is, this woman, I am so heartbroken for everything she is going through. All the negativity, all the lies. I was at her house yesterday. I seen the damage. I seen the damage in the neighborhood. And for people to insinuate that she, was lying about the damage to get a new roof or whatever, I'm not sure exactly what the reference that the Oakley lady was trying to infer, but it was definitely trying to say Amy is, stealing money or whatever, even faking tornado damage to get a new roof. I don't know how else to take what she had said. And Amy, she sent me pictures of the damage after the tornado, pictures of her home. I think she is so tired of people attacking her for no reason at all. This is a woman who goes above and beyond to help the community. And the thank you that she gets is this. The fire department tries to get her in trouble for stealing something that was never stolen. Family members of the interim chief and assistant chief are trying to say that the tornado damage at her house was either fabricated or made up, or she already had roof damage and she used the tornado as an excuse to get it fixed. I don't know. But this Amy does not deserve that. None of these people deserve to have lies told about them. Amy also, and Norm, the issue with the T-shirts, and they were claiming that Joe Ferryman had no idea about these T-shirts, and Norm and Amy were just doing things on their own. Well, that's not true, and I have seen the canceled check that was sent to pay for the T-shirts, and Joe Ferryman's name is on the check. He signed it, and in the memo it says T-shirts. So for this Oakley lady to infer that Joe Ferryman was unaware of the purchase of these T-shirts and Norm and Amy did that on their own using the Fireman Club money, that's a lie. And I have the check to prove, the picture of the check to prove that Joe Ferryman knew all about it because he signed the damn thing. It makes you wonder, where is his sister getting the information that's so obviously fake and false? One can only imagine that information is coming from Joe Ferryman and Josh Oakley. Where else would she get this information? Like Danielle said, she wasn't there at the council meeting when the cabinet purchase was discussed. If she was, she would know that Norm was not the one pushing for Amish-made cabinets. So yeah, I mean, it's just absolutely ridiculous what these people are trying to do to make themselves look like victims. In my mind, that's what they're doing. It's a public relations disaster how the mayor and really the council, for the most part, and the fire department has acted. And they did not expect to have public pressure applied to them for what they did. They just figured if everything was like it normally is, no one's going to question what they say and they can do what they want. But they didn't anticipate this group, this page, all of you helping expose the truth. So this was something that they didn't see coming, because I'm not bragging by any stretch of the imagination, but before this page was created, no one questioned what officials said. They just accepted it. And the public, even though they knew what was being accepted was not true, had nowhere to go. Well, guess what? People now have some place to go. And those that are in power or doing things the wrong way, they don't like it. But they're just going to have to learn to live with it. Now the chamber, why did I email the Logan County Chamber? Look, I know they have no oversight over the Indian Lake Chamber. I did that just to show people, like, look, I'm advising everyone I can in the area about these issues. I'm always about being transparent and showing everyone what I've done and what I'm doing. I don't want you to take my word for this. I am not a professional journalist. I am an independent journalist that's a citizen. I'm just a normal person who is inspired to hold people accountable and get the truth out there. So I am going to share every step of the journey with everyone who's here with me, because honestly, we're all in this together. This is kind of a community of, collaboration. And we're all in it together, and the only way for people to work well together is to know what everyone is doing. And as far as what I do, I want everyone to know what I'm doing. So I'm just not sitting in my mom's basement eating Cheetos and laughing at all the drama I'm stirring up. Because I do find that a little disingenuous. I'm not stirring up gossip or rumors. Someone called it a gossip site. That's not what we're doing here. And if you read everything that we posted, you would see that. Gossip and rumors, they do nothing productive. That's why I share what I share. So people know where I'm getting my information. And I always urge people to do their own looking, do your own checking, verify. Don't take my word for it. Don't take the word of anyone else who posts on the page. Do your own research and see if what we are saying is true. I have no reason to believe that anyone can find anything that we've done that's not true. Now, you may find a comment posted by someone in some random message, and you can say, look, that comment was wrong. Well, humans make errors. But nothing I have put out has ever been knowingly false. So yeah, with the chamber, the Logan County is made aware, Mr. Vollrath. And like I said, he has no oversight. I just wanted him to be in the loop because the authorities in Columbus need to know what's happening. I supplied everyone with a phone number for the Attorney General's office. It's 1-800-282-0515. You call that number and they will get you to the person you need to leave a report for. You can also do it online if need be, or through the mail. But I urge everyone to contact the Attorney General's office through that number. You can also check the Department of Commerce contact information on Google to see who you need to get a hold of there. But I personally, I think if you get a hold of the Attorney General and tell them what's going on, if they need to refer that to the Department of Commerce, the Attorney General's office will do that. So definitely just call that number, 800-282-0515, and file your complaint. Let people know. Now let's go back to the chamber and the president of the chamber. We've discussed, a lot about conduct unbecoming, unprofessional, threatening, bullying, a lack of transparency, a lack of, giving people bylaws, the members, the bylaws of the organization. It's ridiculous. Now you'll find some businesses, I'm sure, that will say, well, I have that, but I've spoken to numerous business owners who are part of the chamber that don't have it, and they've asked for it and they don't get it. And maybe it's because these people are not falling in line with what the person in charge wants. So maybe they're trying to keep them, out of the loop, so to speak. I don't know. I'm just assuming, because no one responds to text messages, no one responds to emails. I have emailed a few people that I know are on the board at the chamber asking for comment. No one responds. Someone said, well, maybe they're not going to respond because they know you're going to blast it out here. Well, okay, I don't know what to tell you. They have been told these issues for a long time in the privacy of meetings and personal conversations with business leaders that are members. These board members know what's happening, and it's been brushed under the rug and kept quiet for years. So if they don't like public pressure that I can possibly help create, then maybe they should have reacted to these stories years ago. Because if they did, we wouldn't be here right now talking about this. The person in charge of the chamber is very quick to threaten lawsuits. Why? Well, you have to silence dissension. And the best way to do that is to threaten them with lawyers and say, if you don't do that, if a cease and desist letter is, I can create one and send it out. It's nothing more than a threat. If you are not doing anything wrong and you are not knowingly spreading lies, that cease and desist letter is nothing more than a bully on the playground looking at you with a clenched fist saying, be nice or I will punch you in the face. That's what a cease and desist letter is. It's the older version of a bully on the schoolyard telling you to shut up or I will beat you up. Will they really beat you up? Probably not, but they're going to threaten. Because usually if you threaten loud enough, people will just walk away because they don't want to deal with it. And that seems to be the approach of the person who leads the chamber up there. Now, a few weeks ago, maybe about a month ago, I had posted some stuff about the chamber. And let me tell you, this person did call me over and over and over again. I bet you I received 10 to 12 phone calls in a period of 5 minutes. I was in Walmart with my child, so I declined the phone calls. And I sent a text message to this person saying, hey, number one, I'm in public. I'm not answering the phone. It doesn't matter how many times you call me. I'm not going to answer. And number two, I want to communicate with you through text or email. I want proof of this conversation. Because a verbal conversation over phone, that is not something that is going to hold up. This person could definitely use that conversation to manipulate and make herself seem like a victim. So that she called over and over and over again. Then she just sent text messages and was very aggressive about me being, taking down the name of the chamber and her name, and it's not fair. And there's a grand conspiracy against me. Blah, blah, blah. And then she said, she kept using my real name. She found out, which, again, not hard to do. But she kept using my real name in these text messages. Obviously, it was a way of trying to, make me see how powerful she is. It's like, dude, a lot of people know who I am. That doesn't show anything. And then she did make reference to where I work. She said, I know where you work. I know this person that works at your company. Which definitely was a way of trying to be intimidating. Stating, I know the family you work for, and, yeah, okay. Is that professional? No, it's not. Give me a break. She called me trying to intimidate me to shut up. And when she realized I wasn't going to be receptive, then she said, well, I know this person who's related to the people you work for. She's my friend. Okay, well, that's good for you, but I'm not retarded. I'm not ignorant. I know what you're trying to do. You were trying to threaten me into shutting up. That doesn't work. I don't own a business up there. You can't threaten me. You can't intimidate me. And I think that's what's happened to a lot of the business leaders up there, is the ones that have tried to speak out are immediately bullied and threatened, kicked out of the chamber for no reason, simply because they disagree, or simply because they want financial records, a list of the board members. If you've seen the message from the Logan County Chamber yesterday that I posted, they supply the list of their board members publicly. It's available. They sent a link showing who their board members were. But the chamber up there can't even tell their members who are on the board. That's just ridiculous. They're supposed to supply that information. They're supposed to supply the financial information. They are a nonprofit, and they are legally required to share their financials to members of the public at request. It's like the Sunshine Law type of deal. They cannot say no. They do say no. Members ask and they don't share, or they will give them excuses, and they will give them pipe dreams of what could possibly come down the road. But I guess my question is to a lot of people is, are there any checks and balances at the chamber up there and the money coming in? We seen a post yesterday where not long after the tornado, the chamber was stating, the chamber made a post saying, hey, just donate money to the fireworks fund for tornado relief. And if you don't believe me, look through some comments from yesterday. That is in there. I can't look directly because the Indian Lake Chamber has blocked me, that's fine. But that asked me, I have to ask a few questions there. If you're asking the public to donate to the fireworks fund for tornado relief, how are you designating that money to separate it? Where's accountability for that money? How do we know as the public that all the money in the fireworks account isn't for, how much of that is for the tornado relief, since you posted donate to the fireworks fund to help with the tornado? It doesn't make any sense. It doesn't make any sense at all. When organizations like this are purposely not being transparent, it makes you question why. And usually, the natural assumption is if you're not going to share your financial documentation that you are legally required to share, then you don't want people looking at it for some reason. What is that reason? Well, like I was just saying, are there checks and balances there? Who has to, we know that with the Village of Lakeview, it takes, multiple signatures before money can be cashed. That's why the rumors about the former Mayor Shofstall and former Chief Spring stealing money was so ridiculous. They don't have access to money. What's it like? What's the procedure at the chamber? Can the president just go get money whenever they want? Or do they need to have multiple signatures from board members? Like, how is that? And I know for a fact that the previous administration at the chamber, the board members were voted on by the businesses that were a member of the chamber. Like, they legitimately had elections where people who wanted to be on the board would go around and talk to the business leaders that are members of the chamber and ask them to support their bid to be on the board. So everything was transparent prior to the current president. Why don't they do that now? Why is everything quiet? Why is the board list private and not shared with anyone? When before it was publicly known and the chamber board or the chamber business members voted on who was going to be on the board. It doesn't make any sense to me, and it doesn't make any sense to a lot of people up there. So if you don't believe, again, we're a gossip site, whatever. If that's what you want to believe, that's fine. But I can assure you that I sleep really well at night because I know that what I put out here is not gossip. It's not bullshit. It's people's stories that I trust. People come to me and say, I can't say this publicly. I can't put my name to this. Will you help me? And the answer is absolutely. People should not be afraid to tell their truth. People should not be threatened with lawsuits for simply telling the truth. The board at the chamber should not ignore these issues for years and expect the public to not eventually get frustrated like they are getting now. And don't blame me for that frustration. Some community members want to say it's my fault. No. If the board reacted years ago to these complaints, we wouldn't be sitting here now talking about it. And they weren't just getting complaints, they were getting proof. Speaking of proof, we did release audio recordings of Amber saying nasty things about a business leader up in the community. And I found out here recently that the excuse now is that I used artificial intelligence to create those voice messages. Yeah, it's an AI voice is what is being the rumor floating around town up there now. Which I kind of take, number one, it's ridiculous. If you know me, anyone who knows me would know that I can barely turn on my phone. To think that I am somehow smart enough to figure out how to do an AI voice of someone is ridiculous. Number two, if she thinks she's that important that people are going to create an AI version of her, then she has a huge ego. No one wants to do that. One of her is plenty. And honestly, it tells me that they have no defense. She heard the voices. She knows it's her. And the only response, the only excuse she can come up with is that it's fake. It's AI. Folks, it's not AI. The person who sent me the audio clips did a screen recording this morning showing those clips on this person's page and showing that they forwarded those to me. So I guess that would show you a chain of custody, so to speak. They were his, and he sent them to me, and I got a screen recording of just from this morning of this person showing those messages in their messenger being sent to me. So if you are questioning where they came from, you can look at the source through that video. Ask me for it, I can share it. But that's exactly where we are at right now. Again, Sunday, let's please show up to see Norm and to thank Norm at the AMVETS 2 to 4 p.m. Sunday. God, he needs the support. I can only imagine that being forced out the way he was is not easy on him. Now, he's a man, and sometimes as men we like to hide our emotions, and if we're feeling hurt, we try to ignore it or hide it. But let's be clear, this man was disrespected so badly by the village that he loved and served for almost 50 years. That's longer than I've been alive. Instead of being forced out of his job by the conduct of certain people at the fire department and at the village, leadership, instead of being forced out by their mistreatment and disrespect of him, they should throw a parade for this man. They should give him a key to the village and say, God, but we are so blessed to have you in our community. Thank you for everything. Like the former mayor said, over the years, Norm Springs saved the village thousands upon thousands of dollars from the grants that he got to get equipment, and from him fixing equipment himself because he was qualified to do so. Saved the village thousands of dollars. He deserves so much more than what he got at the end here. So please show up and show him how much you support him. I know it's going to make him feel wonderful. It's going to make him feel loved and supported and appreciated. And if you've dedicated almost 50 years of your life to a village, you deserve to at least feel loved and appreciated by the public you served for all those years. So I look forward to seeing all of you Sunday at the party. Stop in. There's going to be lots of food there. It's a potluck. If you want to bring some food in, by all means, go ahead. People will definitely eat it. There's no doubt about that. And let's keep pushing forward. We do have some other stories coming. The good thing about what we're doing here is that now more people are coming to us with stories of possible corruption and shady stuff happening with supposed leaders of our communities. One is about the airport in our community. Very interesting stuff came to me recently about that, and we are definitely going to start looking into those allegations before we go public with it. But definitely concerning. And another one about a certain commissioner and some shady business dealings that happened. Definitely shady, definitely questionable. Definitely going to have to look into that as well. We can't release anything yet, but we're going to be working on that as well. And we're still going to keep focus on Mayor Fagan Moore and what's happening at Lakeview and the fire department, and of course the chamber. We have a lot going on, and we love all the support from all of you helping us get these stories told and getting the truth out into the public discussion. Thanks for following. Thanks for all the help. I know I shared information yesterday. It was like 50,000 impressions last week. 2,000 posts, comments, and everything, interactions. 2,000 interactions in 7 days from all the public. That's a lot, folks. That is so tremendous. Thank you very much for that. Let's keep pushing forward. Have a good day, and we'll see you Sunday.